maximum amount of people you've bonked in one day?
22.
So, Bonnie, you've been everywhere in the media lately for
Yes.
bonking men for free. What's the maximum amount of people you've bonked in one day?
22. That was at spring break.
Wow.
That was
okay.
a sore night, to be
I was going to
honest.
say, that's exhausting.
So can you talk us through that? Like what happened? How was that set up?
Yeah, so I basically shared my hotel room online.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, this is the room I'm staying in. Like, just come and queue up. And I'll see as many of you as possible, like, whilst I'm here. Because when I went to spring break, loads of guys was like, oh, I've messaged you to film with you. And I couldn't get through, like, all of the messages. Like, and I've said before, like, I've only got so many holes and so much time. Like, I physically could not film with everyone I wanted to. So on the last night, I was like, right, I'll just let them queue up. I'll just go one after the other. Yeah. And that's basically what I did.
And so how long from start to finish did that all take?
So I think I put the post at about 6 p.m. their time. And like, we finished, it must have been like 4 or 5 a.m.
What?
That's insane.
And it was so funny. It's like during the videos, you hear people knocking on the door, like you hear like other groups of lads outside
waiting.
Yeah.
Was there like a queue outside the hotel
Yeah.
room? Was the hotel like, what the f***'s going on here?
That's what I was going to say.
I don't think they clicked on, and because it was spring break, the hotel's honestly disgusting. Like her room didn't get clean once. The food was vile. Like I don't think me entertaining the guys in my bedroom was their biggest concern. It was probably the cockroaches and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so bad.
It was disgusting.
She ain't got no daddy.
And not one close to it. Never. And then she's talking about how dirty the hotel was. How dirty were you?
Well, I mean, she did put herself in a very dangerous situation too when you're inviting a bunch of random men. You know, like that easily could go left, right? Because none of these people are vetted. None of these people have been, pre-checked, any of that stuff. So you're kind of welcoming unforeseen circumstances onto you.
Man, I don't know what to say, though. Motherfucker was lining out at the door trying to get some of that ass. God damn, boy, she's an honorary heifer, man. And she said it with pride. I mean, no shame about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the scary part. Thought it was funny, thought it was entertaining. These chicks, one chick looked like she was ready to try it her damn self. Yeah, man. These people are crazy. Hey, look, I'm with you, Trev, man. There's no way my daughter would attempt to do something like this because of how much, like you said, you instill your values, morals into them. And at the same time, you also got to pray and hope she doesn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Pray and hope she doesn't get tempted or way off. Because, we all weigh a little bit from what we was taught when we was kids. We all, try some shit. We did certain things. We bucked. I ain't gonna say I didn't buck. I know I bucked the shit out of some shit, and did some shit I know I should have did. Made some decisions I know I should have made some mistakes I know I should have. And you just pray and hope that, especially your daughter, damn, I don't even want to think about that shit. But yeah, that's crazy.
It's interesting. I see people choose violence early today. If a man tells you that he's going to instill values in his child, the percentages favor what he says is going to happen. When you place the exception to the norm as your talking point, playing devil's advocate, I get it. You want to be polarizing, but again, there are possibilities that a child could be raised mother and father, good home. And as Trevor would know, there's certain girls that got white liver. You understand? Us as West Indians, we understand that. But that is not the norm. Most women that are raised under good households, percentage-wise, ain't going to be talking about, oh, I was quite sore after that night getting pillaged and mangled by 22 men. That needs Nelson up here to like help me to understand what was the incentive. You was going for Guinness World Record, but what was that about? Why is that a bragging point? It's utterly disgusting. And I'm not gonna say it's a sign of the times. I'm just gonna say, listen, as long as you live life, you're gonna run into things like this. You're gonna have stories to tell about it. I digress.
Is there any difference between 22 in one night and 22 in 2 months?
Hell yeah. Pastrami, your thing looking like pastrami, you walking funny. Maybe the elevated chances of you catching an STD a whole lot greater than 2. You running through a whole heap of sausage. I don't think that's gonna be right for a while. Even if you dip that in some, what's that, Trev? Dettol? Take one of those baths and rinse that thing out. Yeah, it's a difference. We all like guys. Come on. I know a good couple of us done slay like 2 or 3 in a day or something like that. Different females, you understand? They could tolerate more, but 22?
It's insane.
It's a lot.
Well, I mean, but what is the psychology behind it? What is the glorification? It's the sense of freedom. It's the freedom to sleep with whoever you want. It's the freedom to do whatever you want, right? It's liberating, like we tend to kind of hear. But the reality is, freedom comes with a lot of responsibilities.
When you're doing 22, it's more than freedom. That's something that needs to be looked at. And then I would
diagnose
to ask a clinical person as for what inspires you to take 22 penises, knowing that she said she was hurt. She actually said that and said she was laughing. That's something to be looked into because that's an anomaly and not a good one.
A woman is getting bonked by 22 guys in one night. We watched the video. So number one, she's mentioning about it being filmed. So she was a porn star. This is not the normal, regular, everyday girl that just got ran through. She did it for, she's a porn star. And shockingly, women porn stars aren't any more quote unquote damaged than the general population of women. A study have found. They found, in fact, that a lot of the actresses have higher self-esteem, positive feelings about themselves, and many of them do it just for the straight sexual satisfaction. They're no more likely to be victims of childhood sex abuse than the average girl who would never do any kind of porn whatsoever. But Lord Sherm, who's out here in Cali, I'm in LA, so he's probably, I'm assuming you're in LA, Sherm. Oh,
I was muted. Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay, so he know how these women move out here, and I believe that's where he's understanding. Like, it's like, yo, it's some wild shit that happens out in LA. But hear me out, Sherm. Yes or no question for you. Do you believe that pretty much everybody is a product of their environment?
Yes, to a certain extent, I do.
Well, yes, always to a certain extent. There's nuance and everything, but I agree. And I think that's what Kenny is saying, possibility versus probability. Is it possible that Trev's daughter can get a train ran on her, coming from a loving home with a loving father?
I wouldn't want to mention anyone's daughter. I'm just saying, like, in the
but you're talking about just women. We use him as an example, but it can happen.
I would hate to use anybody's child or daughter as an example.
But you're saying it can happen to anybody, right? It can happen. We can't control adults once they be adults. They're gonna make the decisions that they have. They're gonna be who they're gonna be, right? That's your overreaching point.
Yeah, that was my whole basis. I wasn't trying to pinpoint anybody's daughter specifically.
Yeah. And Trev knows that. Trev knows that. He's a vet.
We just talking. Nobody.
Yeah, I would hate. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is, whether it's Trev's daughter or anybody's daughter, Kenny is speaking to the probabilities, and that's typically what men do. Like a lot, men, we talk about probabilities. We talk about the chances of, and if people are, and as you agree, products of their environment, you got to think about children. Like, why is a child scared of a roach? What makes a child scared of a roach? Because they learn to be scared of roaches. They learn that their mother don't want to pick them up.
Right.
Why is a child scared? Why does a child grow to know that poop is icky? You know, when they were a baby, they didn't care. They'd sling it on you. As a child, baby doesn't care nothing about no poop, but they grow up to learn that, man, poop and pee is nasty and to not touch this. And as a parent, we say, oh, no, that's caca. Don't touch that. And wash your hands. And we train them to understand the things that they should be afraid of or know that they should avoid versus the things that we embrace. When you have a strong father in a child's life, on a day-to-day basis, growing up, and a father is doing his job to protect that child, they grow to know what's nasty and what's not. And what a daughter would learn if she has a solid dad. And we talk about probabilities, not possibilities, Sherm. A father would teach his daughter 22 boys, 12 boys, 2 boys in one night. That's nasty. And so I get what you're saying, Sherm. Well, it can happen to anybody, but the odds, as Kenny said, of it happening with a solid family in place is so low, it's not even worth discussing. And I think that's the point. So this woman here, you have to ask, well, damn, is it, you know, is she got bunked by 22 guys? Well, what's the oh, she was getting paid. She's calling it spring break, but she made sure it was getting filmed. She's a porn star. That's why she's being interviewed.
Yeah.
And then we get back to the why are women just being open? That's a different discussion. I think JR opened it up with that. But I want to be clear about the fact that let's not pretend that a lot of these children will go out and do what they want to do because we did what we wanted to do, despite what our parents told us. But somehow we always reverted back to, damn, mom warned me about that, or I don't want to be seen as that, or as my man Law said, you know, shame is important. We need to bring that back. I 100% agree with that. So it's nasty, yes. But was she getting paid? Was it part of her job? Yes. Is she any more broken or damaged than any than your next door neighbors? No. So let's take that into consideration before we think that it can happen to anybody and there's nothing we can do. I don't want to be too draconian or black pilled about it.